As we mentioned, October is National Bullying Prevention Month. When the word bully comes to mind, you may think of the mean kids when you were in school, but bullying and our desire to belong can last well past childhood. That's been the case for Ritu Bhasin, who from an early age never felt like she belonged as an Indian girl in a predominantly white Canadian town. And as an adult, she felt that she didn't belong at her corporate job. But after years of healing, she's learned to embrace her authentic self. And she's helping others do the same with her new book, We've Got This. She's here to talk all about it. Please welcome Ritu Bhasin.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for joining us. So tell us, what's a memory of being bullied as a child that still sticks with you today?
Oh, I'm haunted by so many memories, but one memory that sticks out a lot, and I talk about in my new book, is the memory of hiding behind the classroom portables, recess after recess, to protect myself from harm, to hide so that I would feel safe, because I just felt so afraid and socially isolated and rejected.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, so nowadays so much bullying is done through the internet. And I think of my children when I think about this, but I should really think about all of us, even myself, because there's a lot of bullying just being on a show like this. How do you think cyberbullying compares to being a bully face-to-face with someone?
So let me start by saying I can't even imagine what it's like to be young in this moment with the prevalence of cyberbullying. You know, I think that when people are behind the safety and anonymity, and even if they can be identified, the safety of a computer or a phone, being able to type out mean things, it's a lot easier to do that than to say something to someone's face. And so I think that cyberbullying can give rise to more intense forms of abuse and harassment, more direct forms, and higher volume.
I agree with that. Now, in your book, which I have right here, which I will also be purchasing or stealing from the show, you talk about how you would harshly judge your own body in the mirror. Do you think we can be bullies to ourselves? We were just having this discussion, and can it be just as bad as others can be?
So I was listening to your remarks earlier and I was thinking, wow, like this resonates so deeply with me. So yes, we can learn to bully ourselves, but that tendency to bully ourselves, to self-berate, self-flog, is a learned behavior. It's not like we came into this world knowing to do this. People taught us to hate on ourselves by them hating on us, whether that happened in our homes or in the schoolyards or in workplaces or in the neighborhoods, or the systemic inequities that exist in society that push us to hate on ourselves. We were taught to bully ourselves. This is learned behavior.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's heavy.
Your own inner critic, right? And you can unlearn that. So you talk about the corporate dream in your book. Do you think grind culture is setting up adults for failure and unhappiness?
Good question.
1,000% yes. And I can tell you this as someone who is a former attorney. I spent 10 years working in the big corporate towers where grind culture is alive and well. The problem with grind culture, hustle culture, is this. It's more, faster, harder, and there's very little room in there for empathy and compassion, both for ourselves and others. And in fact, this is how we learn to be hard on ourselves, when it's like, more, give me faster. And so it not only causes us to be harder on ourselves, but it also slows down the process of connecting with others in meaningful ways that ultimately help to unlock experiences of authenticity and belonging, and create cultures where people feel safe to be who they are. And in fact, in many respects, grind cultures become bullying cultures.
I could definitely see that. If somebody doesn't want to stay late, I'm sure the rest of the office might be whispering like somebody doesn't want it as bad. So I could see that. And just listening to your remarks, honestly, one of the things that I haven't heard yet is just as somebody that witnessed bullying, the guilt that I still kind of feel, even going back to being, not that I did it, but I felt that I didn't feel empowered or strong enough or big enough or popular enough to stop it. I still have guilt over that. So yeah, it affects everybody. So
I mean, I can relate to that too. Let me just say, like, I was bullied for years, and not only did I learn to bully, and I did bully, like I bullied my siblings, for example, but I also self-silenced when I watched other people being bullied. I didn't know what to say or do.
I feel that too. It's hard being an upstander. It really is, but we got to encourage more of that. Ritu, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. DBL Nation, be sure to pick up a copy of Ritu's book, We've Got This. Great title. Thank you again. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Thank you.